Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Friday Night Smackdown for May 31st, 2013. And somehow, I don't know how I missed this, but on Raw they showed the Bray Wyatt family promo video. And I must have just fast forwarded through it on the DVR, but they showed it again here. And since Raw, I know a lot of people have been asking me what I thought about this promo. I've watched it probably 5-6 times. I think it is awesome. This is one of the best promos I think they've ever done. A little vignette for a new group. Just phenomenal. This is my type of gimmick right here. I love this gimmick. It's very Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses, Texas Chainsaw, whatever you want to call it. It's like, God, what's the name of that movie? I think it's The Strangers, where they wear the mask and they're just killers with no rhyme or reason. It kind of reminded me of that too. But this Bray Wyatt is doing a great job. And I was a fan of Husky Harris before. I thought it sucked they took him off TV just because he was a little overweight. I think he's really talented and he's doing a great job with this role. I'm a big fan of Brody Lee from CZW. Glad he's involved with this. And they just look badass. And because it's a three-man group, I'm wondering if they've been building up the Shield all this time. Well, not all this time, because I know things change a lot in WWE, but they've really built up the Shield. What if they bring in the Bray Wyatt family and they take out the Shield? Do you know how much of a push that would be if they end the undefeated streak of the Shield? So they could do a lot with this group, and I hope they do. The first thing I thought when I saw that promo was, imagine how much more they could do in the Attitude Era with this, because it's such a crazy gimmick. But I'm very into it. I think it's awesome. So SmackDown starts off with Rollins versus Kane. Kane goes for the choke slam, but Reigns gets on the apron and distracts him, allowing Rollins to kick him in the head. And then Rollins goes up top, and while the referee's messing around with Reigns, Daniel Bryan pushes Rollins off the top, and Kane choke slams him for the win. So Roman Reigns is pissed off, and they immediately start the Reigns-Bryan match. Bryan gets Reigns in the no-lock, but Rollins pushes the rope towards him, so Reigns gets the rope, and Kane runs over and big boots Rollins, and then Reigns pushes Kane, and Kane punches him in front of the ref, so Daniel Bryan gets disqualified, and then he gets all pissed off at Kane. Damien Sandow's in the ring and says that when it comes to intelligence, he's the great one. And he has the shell game with him. It's that game where you put a ball under 3 shells and you spin them around, and the person has to guess which cup has the ball in it. And Sheamus comes out to play Sandow's game, but he can't find the ball. And then we find out Sandow hid the ball, so Sheamus couldn't find it, and Sheamus Brogue kicks him. I was really hoping they'd do a Damien Sandow-Sheamus feud, so I hope this isn't the end of it. Sin Cara versus Curtis Axel. Heyman and Axel talk about his wins over Triple H and Cena. Axel says when you're a Paul Heyman guy, life is perfect. Axel wins with the perfect plex, but there was a spot in this match just before the perfect plex where Sin Cara jumps off the ropes. He does kind of a springboard into the ropes and then backs up like he's doing lethal injection. And Curtis Axel elbows him in the back of the head. And then he hits the finisher. But it looks so bad because Sin Cara just bounces off the ropes and then he's just flying backwards in the air. Like he would have busted his ass if Axel didn't hit him. He just would have landed on his back. So it was kind of goofy. Del Rio versus Big E. Lillian introduces Ricardo in Spanish, and then Ricardo introduces Del Rio in English, which was kind of weird. They continue to plant the seeds that Big E's going to turn face, saying that eventually Big E may look at Dolph and say, hey, I can beat this guy. But AJ scratches Del Rio's eyes, and Big E throws him into the post and hits the big ending for the win. So they're still pushing Big E pretty hard. An ambulance pulls up, and Ryback climbs out the back. Still don't know who the driver is. It's Ryback versus Kofi. Kofi does get some offense here, but Ryback hits the clothesline and shell-shocked for the win. And afterwards, he brings in a table, and he powerbombs Kofi through the table. Then he gets another one. He powerbombs him through that table. Then he gets a third table. and he gets ready for the powerbomb, and he screams, "I am the devil," and powerbombs Kofi through this third table. I thought this was awesome. Jericho cuts a goofy promo about how he's going to have Punk spayed and neutered at Payback. It's Jericho versus Cody Rhodes. Cody misses the disaster kick and gets caught in the walls of Jericho and taps out. Where the hell is Booker T? Seems like he's been gone forever. Main event's Orton versus Ambrose. No entrance for Ambrose. This was actually kind of a boring match with Orton always having to get his shit in, but the Shield hits the ring, and this disqualifies Ambrose, and the Shield starts beating down Orton, and then Team Hell No runs out, and Daniel Bryan single-handedly takes out all 3 members of the Shield. This was awesome, awesome stuff, and he gets massive yes chants to end the show. So I thought this was a great ending. Daniel Bryan is probably my favorite wrestler in WWE right now, so to see him get such a huge push like this, taking out all 3 members, I mean, he kicked their asses. He was kicking all of them, diving on them all, doing the running kick to the face, everything here. It was just fantastic. So I really hope they can keep this momentum going with this new Daniel Bryan. He can be a vicious babyface. The fans are behind him, the fans love him, and I actually think this is the best thing for him, and I would love to see him get back to that main event level. He did a great job as world champion. The only problem I had with Daniel Bryan's run as the world champion was the way he lost the title. That's the only thing that sucked about it. So I really hope they can keep this going with Daniel Bryan, but I like SmackDown this week. We had some good matches with the Shield. Damian Sandow's always great, and of course Daniel Bryan looking like a total badass was awesome too. So I thought it was a pretty good show this week. So that's my review of this week's SmackDown. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching.